12 drivers, only 8 spots. The pressure is on tonight, as the top drivers in the eSpeed Contender Series will have 133 laps to punch their tickets into the round of 8. Good evening, sim racing fans, and welcome to LSR TV's continuing coverage of the eSpeed Contender Series Bomb Track Fabrication Playoffs. Tonight, we're under the lights in Kansas City, Kansas, at the virtual Kansas Speedway for this year's edition of the AMSOIL Kansas 200. I'm Justin Prince, alongside me in the booth tonight for the next 200 miles is Rachel Whiteford and Gary Weaver. Hugo Ruiz is down trackside in the production truck. Tonight's race is presented by AMSOIL, the first in synthetics. Tonight, the pressure is on for many different drivers tonight. Just the final race of the round of 12, 6 total spots for these drivers to fight for. Just 2 total drivers have punched their tickets so far. Rachel, the pressure is on for all of these drivers to have the best performances, with there just being about 15, 16 points between third spot and the cut line. Good evening, everyone, and welcome to Chicagoland Speedway for tonight's coverage of the AMSOIL Chi-Town 200 on RaceSpot TV. This evening's coverage is presented by AMSOIL, the first in synthetics. I'm Justin Prince, alongside me in the booth tonight is Davis Richards. Randy Chinnis will be doing the directing for tonight's action tonight. The pressure is on for these drivers. 6 weeks to go until the playoffs start for this season for the eSpeed Contender Series. And for a lot of drivers, it's getting to where they need to win to get in, Davis. And for these drivers, they've been working and preparing to work their way around this very difficult circuit with tire wear, Randy, especially with how this track handles. Very slick, especially on the corner exits, Randy.
Not just slick, but Atlanta is very, very bumpy. It really is known for killing tires, even in real life, in both the Xfinity cars and in the Monster Energy cars. So it's going to be interesting to see how these guys handle tire wear.
And Bobby Zelensky coming across the start and finish line for his second time around. Let's see if he gets a time down. Yes, he does, to the top of the board with a 1:19.465. 2/10 faster than Eric Blix to get himself onto the pole. And it just shows how he's been performing all season long so far.
Yeah, he's been absolutely dominant this season. He's really been a class above everybody else.
Green flag coming up as the pace car works its way through the final section of turns into turn number 10. Off of White's corner it goes. Kamerns and Zelensky wait for the green flag as we're underway for round number 8 of the V8 Super Trucks Championship. The pace car rolls its way towards turn 4 and drops down into the pit entry. They enter the restart zone. Cohan brings them to the green flag. We're underway for race number 2 of the 2018-19 Sim 500 Kick-Ass Beef Jerky Xfinity Series. They end up leaving the 14-degree turns, heading to the 11-degree front stretch. Back stretch 3 degrees today. As Andrew Freenuch heads into the restart zone, has full control in the field. Bryce Woodson Jr. on the outside. Green flag's out. We're underway from Auto Club Speedway for the Auto Club 80. Yeah, this is a very treacherous track, to say the least. We were discussing this a little bit before coming on for today, where there's so many elevation changes and so many danger spots. The corkscrew, turn number 6 heading to the Rahal Straight, turn 11 just to say the very least, that in a lot of our past races that we've seen here on RaceSpot TV and the iRacing eSports Network have caused chaos on the corner exits.
Yeah, turn 11 being perfectly good for a dive bomb, and especially here down turn 2 and 3.
And as these drivers are starting to squabble, guess who's starting to gain time because it said squabble. Matched their time last time. If we look back to the back bumper, you'll see where Sam Ugolan is for race condition. A team we haven't mentioned since the start of the grid now, in the 11th spot right behind the Ashton Motorsport green car you see right there. Right on your screen right there, starting to pick up said pace, because it seems in part there might be a slight hold up here with Kuze trying to hold him up. Kartal having to work here, both of them potentially too. Might be trying to save potential fuel you have to factor in as Kartal gets pushed up the racetrack, still can't get the move.
That's one of the tricky things about having to try to go around the outside of corners like this. There really is no way to get it done. You have to get on the inside, which is why we've been seeing these dive bombs that have actually resulted in spins.
Pace car goes off the track in turn 4. Powell is the control truck in the 41. We're off and away. Green flags up at the stand. We're back on our way for the AMSOIL Kansas 200. And a great start on the bottom for Bruno and Powell.
Yeah, great start there by those guys. Exactly what they needed to get themselves down single file here, and puts them in a fantastic spot to continue this thing, get back up to speed and get a good lap under them. But wow, they all got tyres on that stop, so everyone should be racing pretty hard here off the go as the 19 of Bruno goes to the outside early on to try and find a different groove on the 41, and it's working for him right now.
Yeah, right now everyone running along the bottom. Look at the run, though, from Matt Kingsbury. They're 2x2 at the front. Mike Bruno tries to ride on the high side. Kingsbury, a mega run, makes it 3 wide into turn 1. He'll make contact with Powell. Powell slides up. Ryan Shield checks up. We stay green, but a heck of a move. Moves Matt Kingsbury rather to the bottom alongside Mike Bruno and stacks them 3 wide down the back.
Big damage, though.
Yeah, this is not going to end well for anybody. Oh boy, 14 almost got turned there, unfortunately, by the 56 of Stewart. So somehow everybody's still going. But yeah, like Rachel pointed out, there's some heavy damage for some of these drivers that made contact. I believe it was the 41 that may have a little bit of a bent side as well. Was that Kingsbury as well? Yeah.
Yeah, Sean Powell right now damaged right on the left front door for the fender rather, along with the door area after the contact going through the corner. And that in turn helped Matt Kingsbury with the run out of all the way from the 4th spot on the restart to take the lead here for the AMSOIL Kansas 200. But don't look now. Mike T. Bruno and Doug Lemons are still providing pressure right behind him as they're side by side for second.
Yeah, they really are right now, and Kingsbury doing what he does best, getting himself involved in that one. It's not Lemons, sorry, not Kingsbury. 21, it is up front as he's making a move now. Trying to get alongside there, the 19 truck up top. He's been good up there. He's found a groove he really likes with that machine, but not going to have momentum right now. Lemons just behind them, going to pull through by turn 1. Ranshield leading the pack behind him with James Torrey and Brent Keith just coming back at this one. Started second, but really just lost a lot of speed off the start of this thing.
Yeah, and that was in part with the checkup, really. Look at this from Lemons. Knows he needs to get to the bottom, gets underneath the left rear quarter panel of Kingsbury. Can he hold the momentum, though, out of 4? No, he cannot. Kingsbury cuts across back in front of his nose. Lemons tucks back in a file with Mike Bruno still behind in 3rd.
That 70 is doing everything he can to get up to that first place position. But both of these drivers, just double checking to make sure, yeah, both of these drivers are under the cut line coming into this race, but this could be a not really a must-win situation. But Lemons, though, under the 21, can he beat him to the line, squeezes him up on the outside wall almost, and somehow Lemons stays off of that 21, but there's only about a foot of space between both of those drivers.
You can see the speed they're trying to carry through turn 1 side by side, 183 miles per hour even from both of them. Kingsbury again gets the run on the outside as they'll be still side by side through turn 3. Lemons, though, again has the advantage on the bottom side. Kingsbury now tries to move up towards the high side as Lemons still cannot clear him with the momentum on that higher side. That is starting to come into play as the tires wear down in these first 10 laps of this run.
And that's it. These guys have been pushing incredibly hard off this start, so tires getting a bit bad for them as it's 2x2 for the lead here. There's 70 on the low side, 21 on the high, 19 up top and 27 below him as this one gets very busy. Scotty Ranshield getting himself very much involved here. Could definitely play a role in this. He's showing he has the power to win this. 2 coming back behind them, James Torrey as well, as down drops to 21. Matt Kingsbury holds that lead again.
And it looks like now someone that we talked about who was up at the front on the restart before the contact, Sean Powell, he's ducked his way into the pits in the 41 truck. Remember, he has been locked now into the round of 8 and was the regular season points champion. He's now sitting in the pits along with Tim Marlowe.
Yeah, it's very unfortunate for that 41, but he, again, like you mentioned, he is locked into the round of 8, so he doesn't really have anything to worry about, as this is, again, the final round for the round of 12, and this is pretty much just a entire crunch time for all these drivers as we hit 100 laps to go this time. Only 33 complete, working the 34th lap right now, and the majority of these drivers, I'm noticing again, migrated back to the top side of the racetrack, and well, essentially the only time that they use the bombs on is trying for a pass, or at least the middle lane.
And that was right where it was about to get towards, because...
Oh, trouble off in turn number 4.
And that's going to bring out the caution flag as trouble again, turn 4, Everett F. Lane. Perry Snelson involved in the incident, as that'll be the second caution of the night for the Amsoil Kansas 200. Bobby Zelensky has been putting on a clinic since the start of the season, with 6 of the first 7 rounds going to him for victory lane. He'll now go 7 for 8 as he'll take the checkered flag while sliding at Canadian Tire Motorsport Park for the victory. Ben Kemmerts will finish off in second. Eric Blixt, 5 seconds behind that, will finish in third, with Logan Clampett comfortably in the 4th spot right now as he'll come out of whites. But the battle can intensify through whites for Kane and Krutov as they head into the final corner. Can Kane hang on? Krutov can't get there. James Kane will hold on for a top 5 over Justin Krutov, as Melrose will finish in 7th. And a huge late break from Kulikut. It's down to 1 car length. Korzinsklu holds on to the inside line to the carousel. Have to work their way to the S's, and one more opportunity left to the paddock bend. Can Korzinsklu hold on to the front? Kulikut gets the stronger run out of turn 9. They try and work their way into turn 10. Kulikut works to the outside line. They come their way through turn number 10. Kulikut with the preferred line. He makes contact.
Oh, no!
Team AKO and Spark Motorsport head into the grass. Spark Motorsport's done. Team AKO work their way through the grass. Here comes Momo Racing Team to the stripe. And it's gonna be Team AKO winning the race by just under 5/100ths of a second.
And you see another driver, the 27 of Robert Kerstetter, getting into some contact with that Durco Media machine of Kevin Lovey.
And our Durco Media machine in Austin Carr has 4 laps to get around the racetrack and come away with the victory here in Volusia. He's got Dylan Settleman down right at the back bumper. Dylan Settleman tries to poke his nose underneath the left rear, and he's going to ride along the cushion this time. A bit of a lower line for Austin Carr. He's going to try and slide up and hold on the momentum from Settleman. Settleman really digs it in there as he slides it up. He can't make it stick. Austin Carr moves back up in front. 2-3 laps to go. Make that 2, as this is going to be an intense finish here at Volusia, here for the American Dirt Series. The Durco Medios machine trying to hang on.
He bumps him, he speeds him, and you're going to see Alex Burge on the outside line going into the white flag.
My goodness, coming to the white flag, Alex Bergeron. He's going to try and hold on to the high side, and he is going to pull away Austin Carr and Dylan Settleman. They set this up on a platter for Alex Bergeron, who wins it at Volusia. Coming away with a race victory under caution, Trey Edson, after being able to pass by Jason Jacoby, coming towards the final lap under green, with Brandon Bowie and Jason Jacoby rounding out the top 3. We'll speak to those top 3 here on RaceSpot TV with your post-race coverage of the Sim 500 Kick-Ass Beef Jerky Xfinity Winter Series. Joining us here in the broadcast booth now is Trey Edson, coming away with the race victory after starting on the outside front row. Trey, how are you feeling after coming away with the victory in a heck of a race tonight?
Man, it was awesome after last week. I feel like I'm still a little upset about losing that race after being the fastest car in the long run. So it's weird how the racing gods work, because I feel like David was the best car tonight on the long run. So we just kind of swapped victories. So that's cool because he's my teammate. Me and Jacoby he got into me early in the race, so I was determined to pass him would be the nicest way to put it. So it was a fun race. I love green flag racing. Hated to see that the caution that ended the green flag run. I hated to see that because I was looking forward to racing David. But yeah, it was a great race other than the kind of melee at the end. But Atlanta, it's slippery, and then with the new weather thing, we really didn't know what to expect.
Speaking of that, in terms of the track temp, heading towards more of the realism I kind of noticed in terms of the temp itself, because when the race started, it was around 90 degrees today. It is up to 118 degrees at the time of the checker flag for the average track temp. How was it trying to deal with these weather conditions at a track like this, as it went from late morning up to early afternoon for the checker flag, and dealing with all of this, not knowing what to expect here at Atlanta?
Yeah, I mean, we all were kind of blind going into it. It drove pretty similar to how we practiced. The last probably 50 laps or so, turn one got real tight, so I guess that's the track temp, and then it rubbered up. But I couldn't get to the bottom like I had done early in the race. I feel like it would have been cool if we could have done it with the weather, maybe like late afternoon. I just don't know. You never know. The cloud cover makes such a huge difference, but I wish we could get it hot enough where we could run the wall or something. That would be super fun. But yeah, it just it's typical Atlanta. I don't know how much of the weather played into that, other than you're just slip sliding. It's kind of like Darlington and Rockingham and all those tracks. So you got to treat the throttle like there's an egg under it and keep all four wheels rolling the same way.
I agree with you for sure on that, and a lot to discuss in terms of that, some of that in the future, of course. But, of course, coming away with the first win for you this season now, at this point now the schedule starts to shift its way over towards Auto Club for the next race next week. How do you feel about Auto Club and how you can drive there after driving how you've had at the mile and a half the first 2 weeks?
I hope it's something similar like this. I don't know if we're running at night or day. I'm hoping it's day. I hope the league makes a huge vote and we all get day, because it's fun slipping around, letting the tires wear out. I love when tires matter. It's my wife's choking to death in the background. Sorry about that.
Rip.
But yeah, I'm looking forward to it. I really don't. The biggest one that sticks out to me when you look at our schedule is the fact we're going to go to the Daytona road course. I would say that's the major red flag for me when I look at it.
Yeah, that one is going to be an absolutely interesting race for sure to watch and talk about especially. But real quickly, is there anyone who think to be a part of your first win of this season, having some thanks from some of the drivers? Do you have anyone you want to thank before we let you go?
Absolutely. Thank you guys for putting on a broadcast, being a part of this. It's always awesome to have you guys part of anything we do. It's the series sponsor, and they're on my hood and quarter panels, Kick-Ass Beef Jerky. Head to kickassbeefjerky.com. They got some amazing holiday specials going on. Thanks, David, EJ. They were good teammates tonight, easy to work with. And then thanks, Joey, for keeping this league going, man. It's growing. It's fun to be a part of. He's got a good thing going. So we'll see you guys next week.